Now, smartphones have undoubtedly changed our lives for the better, but we're not always using them smartly. Some people just never seem to have them out of their hands, even when they're behind the wheel. In fact, texting or checking everything from email to Facebook while driving has become a major killer on our roads. But if you won't listen to police, please listen to the family of Brooke Richardson. Tineke Everard reports.
It's been the toughest year of our lives, to tell you the truth. Every day it's a struggle to get up for us. It's getting easier, but you know, the pain's never going to go away.
1 year ago today, Brooke Richardson made a mistake that would take her life and change the lives of those around her forever.
Come and sit with me on Mother's Day, you know, next to the grave, and it will show you that the outcome that can happen from it is just devastating.
On her way to work, the 20-year-old hairdresser texted a client, but she'd never get a response. Her car hit a tree and she died at the scene. Parents Vicky and Mick are still asking why.
It just takes 1 second and tragedy happens. Only thing I can be grateful of is that Brooke did not hurt anyone else from the silly decision that she made that day.
You spoke to us just days after the passing of Brooke. Where did you find the strength?
I still look back and think, how did we do that? It was like a blur.
Personally, I was still in a bit of denial at that time. I couldn't sort of accept it, and it was as though Brooke was going to come home one of those days. But you know, we've accepted now that she'll never come home, and this is one way of keeping her memory alive for us.
It seems harmless enough, whether stopping briefly at the lights or on the road. It's happening across the country all the time. Have a look at this guy, both hands off the wheel on a freeway.
Texting and driving is being equated to having a blood alcohol content of 0.08.
Victoria Police Inspector David Griffin says people just aren't getting the message, and the results are deadly.
Around school zones and things like that, really disturbing to see the number of mums and parents who and tradespeople who are prepared to use their phones in school zones where we know there's a risk that a child might, you know, enter the road in front of us.
Stepped onto the road to get the kids across safely. Next thing I know, I'm down on the ground.
Dressed in high-vis, holding a stop sign. You'd have to be blind to miss Sue Parsons.
I believe he received a text.
This lollipop lady was hit by Matthew Windle, who had been viewing a text at the time.
I was told afterwards, he said that he'd be back in a few minutes and never came back.
Poor old Sue, the grandma, ended up in hospital for 4 days with a broken pelvis, fractured ribs, tissue damage and a tear to her right knee. Windle pleaded guilty to a number of offences, including negligently causing serious injury and failing to render assistance after an accident. He got 6 months jail and lost his licence for 4 years.
We've had enough of the excuses and we don't want to hear them anymore.
Police across Australia are ramping up their efforts to catch distracted drivers in a bid to save lives. Their weapon of choice, fines. In Queensland, the penalty for illegally using your phone while driving is 3 demerit points and a $330 fine. In New South Wales, it's 3 points and $304. In Victoria, it recently jumped to 4 demerit points and a $433 fine. The penalties can increase significantly if you're in a school zone or you're a learner.
People just won't take that 30 seconds of time to pull over and send the text, and instead of ending up in a casket for eternity.
Vicky and Mick will spread this message for the rest of their lives through their foundation Don't Text and Drive. It was recently nominated in the Australian Road Safety Awards.
We're in it for the long haul though, so this is just the beginning.
But they can feel it's starting to work.
It's tragic. It's going to be, you know, life and death really.
We would never text and drive. Never.
Obviously, you've done so much to help people with this foundation, but what has it done for you?
I think it's a healing thing.
Yeah. We can save one person out of this and bring awareness to them, then you know, we've done the job that we wanted to do. We just don't want anybody else to go through this.
It's such an important message. Tineke Everard reporting there.